Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss the breaking Scream 7 news that was announced on Tuesday regarding Neve Campbell and Kevin Williamson returning for Scream 7. Now I hosted a live stream just after the news broke on Tuesday to share my initial thoughts with you, and I highly encourage you to go back and watch the replay of that stream if you have not seen it. And now though, I'm making this video to share my current thoughts after the news has soaked in for a couple of days. And I'm ready to share those thoughts with you now. Let's go!
Hey guys, I'm Max Laferriere. I played Ghostface in Scream 6, and you're watching Craven Something Scary.
So I first saw the news break on the Hollywood Reporter website, and then of course I had tons of people messaging me. Thank you guys. There was this, they were coming in every what seemed like every few seconds. I was getting a message on Twitter or on Instagram saying, hey, have you seen the news? Have you seen the news? So I appreciate you guys that did that. Now I'm going to share with you what I saw from the Hollywood Reporter article, and I'm going to explain why the Kevin Williamson news was so shocking to me. So it starts with the headline. It really starts with the headline, and the headline reads, Scream 7 back on track with Nev Campbell returning. Now you notice there's no mention in the headline of Kevin Williamson. It's just, there's no mention of it at all. It's strictly Nev is back. And if you've been following me here on the channel, if you've been watching my videos and live streams over the last few weeks or maybe even months now, yeah, I guess it would be, I've been talking about my thoughts that after all that's happened, the way you save Scream 7 is, if you're Spyglass, is that you have to go legacy. You've got to get Nev back. You've got to pay her what she should be paid. Get her back. You need to have a Sidney Prescott focused story like the original 4 films. Kind of throw it back to the Wes Craven feel of Scream. And that's the key. I've always said that. I've been saying that for quite a long time. Well, I thought when I saw this headline, I was like excited. And I said, sweet. You know, this means Nev got paid what she deserved, and she's back again for Scream 7. This is great news. So I was very excited to see the headline. Well, then I just go on to dig into the actual article, and I see this. In a dramatic turn of events, Nev Campbell is returning to the world of Scream, the latest twist for a franchise that just several months ago appeared to be on the ropes. Campbell's return is particularly noteworthy as she set out Scream 6 over a salary dispute with producer Spyglass, and as we know, that was Gary Barber, as Variety magazine revealed. That's me inserting it. That's not in the article. Campbell announced on Instagram. Here's where things got crazy though, guys. Campbell announced on Instagram that in addition to her return, franchise godfather Kevin Williamson will direct. Williamson is the creator of the franchise, pitting the script to Wes Craven's original, as well as Scream 2 and Scream 4. Guy Busick, who wrote Scream 5 and 6, will take over writing duties from James Vanderbilt, who is busy directing the feature Nuremberg. Okay, so basically, guys, the part of this that was so shocking to me was that I was expecting nothing more, which was a big deal, than the Nev Campbell news and announcement. And now we've got Kevin Williamson directing, and I think we're at a place right now that, with all that's happened with Melissa and Jenna departing, Melissa being terminated and Jenna leaving, Christopher Landon originally signed on to direct, as you know, and then he left, and he announced it in December, and I understand why he left. It makes total sense. So there's been a lot of turmoil, obviously, with Scream 7. And I get the feeling that Kevin Williamson said, you know what? And again, this is just my thoughts, all right? This is not anything I've read. But I think Kevin Williamson said, this ship is sinking, and I'm not going to let it. I'm not going to let it happen. So I'm going to jump in myself as the creator of the franchise. I'm going to jump in myself and direct it and save this film. And I also believe that Neve Campbell returning, yes, the salary obviously had to be met. She had to get paid what she thinks she deserves. But I also do believe that Kevin Williamson played a factor in her return too. I mean, I don't know this, but I could almost picture, Kevin calling Nev and saying, "Hey, look, how about we do one more? Let's do another one together. Let's get this ship righted. Let's make a movie that would make Wes proud," and something to that effect. I could see that, totally see that happening. And I do believe that, and we'll see what Nev says now that it's public, as she gets into interviews and things. But don't be surprised as she begins to do interviews over the coming months that she says something to the effect of Kevin Williamson playing a big factor in her deciding to return. Just a hunch. I think it makes a lot of sense. So Kevin Williamson's jumping in to direct. Now, the last movie he directed was in 1999, Teaching Mrs. Tingle. He is a writer, as we know. He's a tremendous writer. But I have no problem with him being back in the director's chair. Also have no problem with Guy Busick taking over the writing duties. I've never been a big fan of James Vanderbilt's writing. I'll be honest with you. I've said this before, and I'm always going to be transparent and open with you guys. Just my opinion. And again, if you feel differently, I have no problem with that. It's fine. But just me personally, never have been a big fan of his writing. However, I've enjoyed what Guy Busick has written. And so I'm excited when I saw this. I'm like, oh, James is out of the picture now. So Guy Busick can do it, can just go and write this movie the way he sees fit. And I think that is a plus. That's a good thing for us as fans and for Scream 7 and the story. And with Kevin Williamson directing, and his writing history, obviously, I think that Kevin Williamson may have a hand as well, at least in an uncredited manner, right? Where he's making some edits, making suggestions. If he sees a plot hole or if he sees something that needs to be corrected to make sense, I think he'll do that. So I'm not worried about the writing. I think the writing is in good hands, and it's going to produce good results. So based on what we see here, with Nev being announced as returning as Sidney Prescott, Kevin Williamson is back as a director of the movie for the first time of a Scream film. I am very optimistic right now with what we potentially have in Scream 7. And what I think we're going to be waiting for now is more news to start dropping over the coming weeks. I think we may get more casting news next week. I mean, it can happen at any moment in time. They, obviously they wanted to start with a bang, and they did, announcing Nev and Kevin. So now let's wait and see who's next. We have Courtney Cox, obviously. You've still got Hayden Panettiere out there if you want to bring her back. There's, Patrick Dempsey, who personally, he's my next person I want to see signed and announced, is that he's going to come back as Mark Kincaid. So lots of potential news on the way. So as that comes out, I will of course cover it with you guys. Probably will go live right when it breaks, like I did this week, and follow it up with the video like I am now. But I got to tell you guys, I'm excited at the potential. We still don't know much yet. We don't know anything about, when it's going to film, location, cast members, what new cast. There always will be new cast members. We'll have to see what young talent they're going to bring in as well, and and what legacy cast they're going to bring back. So great stuff, exciting times. Stay tuned here. Make sure that if you've not subscribed to the channel, you do so now. Just smash the subscribe button, hit the bell icon to make sure you get a notification every time I post updates and streams, because I will be doing so. The minute I find out, you will find out as well from me. I will forward it to you guys. All right. Well, I want to know, what do you think about Nev and Kevin returning? Nev back as Sydney, Kevin directing Scream 7. Well, I want to know what your thoughts are. What are your ideas? Any theories that you have that you started putting together? So start leaving your comments below right now so we can discuss it together. Well, that is all for this update, guys, but I'll be back soon with more Scream 7 and other horror movie content. Don't forget, again, to like this video and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.